Our next guests are Pam Taggart and Annette Sandler from Avixa. Welcome to the show.
Very excited to be here.
So we're here just in the shadow of the Avixa Exchange Live booth. So Annette, can you give us a brief description of what Exchange Live is and what we're going to be able to see during the show here?
Yeah, so Exchange Live is the in-person activation for Avixa's Exchange community. We have 4 days of interactive sessions that are going to cover everything from AI to sustainability to AV-IT convergence.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. And yes, the stage is amazing. Hopefully more of you will get the opportunity to come either to InfoComm or ISE and check it out if you haven't had the opportunity. But can you share a little bit of how does the Exchange Live contribute to the AV industry?
So I think that Exchange Live, one of the most important things that we have here is the network, where people can meet each other in person. You can find different groups within the AV industry that are, is my mic out?
It may be out. So
I can
okay,
take
here
it
we
from
go.
there, which no problem. That's a fast switch.
Fantastic.
Live shows are all about. Let's go. Sorry. So if you could start that all over again so our audience could hear you.
I can. So I think what's especially important about Exchange Live is the networking. And we have meetups throughout the week for everyone from AV marketers to all women in AV to the education technology managers, and also the Avixa member meetup is going to be taking place at Exchange Live. So it's where a lot of different groups within the AV industry can come together.
Fantastic. And obviously, the Exchange Live program has evolved over the years. How has it evolved so far, and what are some kind of notable achievements that you'd like to share this year?
So I can speak to that a little bit. So it's kind of morphed into a really good complement for everything else that's happening at ISE. Mm-hmm. So whereas before we might have had more focus on specific groups or councils coming from Avixa, now it really ties into the entire program. So if there's key themes that we're discussing online, like AI, sustainability, workforce development, all of those come into play, not in just the conferences, but in more intimate discussions and meetups that take place on Exchange. So it just ties everything together really nicely.
Fantastic. And so it's just been great just to see the evolution of Exchange Live. So do you have any upcoming developments or plans that you guys are working on that our attendees should be excited about for the future?
So I think this week we'll be talking a lot about AI. On Tuesday we have a session covering who owns the content that AI creates. That's something a lot of people want to know more about. On Wednesday we'll also be talking about the potential for bias in AI. And then another session on Wednesday is going to cover sustainability. How do we make Pro AV more sustainable? We're going to look at lifecycle management and responsible sourcing and upcycling to make AV more sustainable overall.
It's great information.
Yeah, that's great as well. And I think straight after that panel, we're actually going to have the people from that panel over here to talk to us a bit about how it went, so get some feedback on it, share some, maybe expand on some ideas, which I think it's great. That's how the sort of Avixa TV and Exchange Live can really kind of complement each other. For those who aren't able to attend ISE, how can they experience the sort of the connections, the dialogue, and the thought leadership that takes place at the Exchange Live experience?
So we're doing the live stream program on avixa.tv, and then if you want to join the Exchange community online, you go to exchange.avixa.org. That's where we have a lot of these conversations that are taking place virtually that are replicating what we're doing here in person.
Fantastic.
Cool. Now, are there any, any sessions, or I just want to know, what are you guys most excited and are looking forward to while you're here? You can each share something you're looking forward to. That'd be great.
Well, if we widen it to all of the education program that Avixa is participating in, there's 8 conferences this year, 7 of which are produced by Avixa on behalf of ISE. So there's quite a bit going on. I won't name all of those. Check the app. They're starting to sell out, so I would say if you're coming on site, go fast. You can register on site if there are spaces available. There's going to be some great things around cybersecurity. So we've talked about AI, we've talked about sustainability. You'll find that in every single track that we have at ISE this year. But cybersecurity, we have a superstar that is just amazing. Sean Reardon is going to speak in the Smart Workplace track, and he's formerly with Scotland Yard and their high-tech crimes unit. worked in cybersecurity, and he's just a delight to listen to and a lot of really great stories. So if that's a concern or an interest for you, I would definitely make sure you catch him. There's a lot of free sessions as well this year. So Tech Talks goes every single day, Spanish and English. There's sessions from Microsoft on real use cases for AI, so not pie in the sky. What are we doing right now? What can you do? Also on digital humans, so the hyper-realistic avatars and what that's going to do to entertainment and business. And then Friday, we have something special where we're doing a workforce development day, and that's going to carry from this stage all the way to the hall stage in Hall 4 with Tech Talks to focus on how do you get the new folks into the industry up and running. So I couldn't pick one, sorry. I took the time and said all of them.
Should have been writing all those down. We'll have to chat after.
I mean, luckily people can watch this again on Avixa TV, right?
Absolutely.
They can go back and rewatch, so they can make notes of all of those things. You kind of touched on this already and sort of answered this question already, but were there any kind of particular goals and themes there when you set out to recruit the speakers for this year's show?
Absolutely, and so we've touched on some. So AI was definitely top of mind, sustainability as well, workforce development and cybersecurity, and you'll see sessions, like I said, in just about every conference on those because they are so important. But beyond just what we're doing in the conference sessions, some of those deserve some attention on the show floor as well. And I think one of your previous guests talked about content production, distribution. So that's another theme, that's a convergence that we're seeing that we wanted to make sure you could explore not just in sessions, but actually on the show floor as well. So new this year are show floor tours. So they're done by theme, led by an expert on that topic to take you around to some of the most changing or innovative or new development technologies for that area. So we have content production streaming, ed tech, a couple in German for audio. Fantastic. So there's a good variety that people should really check this out.
Wonderful.
There's so much here and so little time to do everything. I want to go to everything that you had just mentioned. Do you have any tips or tricks to an attendee? Like, how can they see everything that they want to see, within this week?
So I don't think ISE is a show you can just show up to anymore. To make the best use of your time, you really do need to download the app in advance, get your diary together, preview what's happening each day, and make sure you've got those captured in your diary. There's just a lot going, and you're going to miss something great otherwise. Would you add anything?
I would say if you have the time, go on a show floor tour. It's a great introduction, also helps to orient you around this massive space and all the halls that we have here at the FIRA. And the other thing is to make sure that you drop into some of the content conversations. Pam mentioned the Tech Talk stage in English and Spanish. It gives you context for what you're seeing in the booths, and it also helps to strike up some conversations with other people that are interested in some of the same things. So the more people you can meet, the more people you can talk to about the kind of projects you're working on, that's going to make the best use of your time here at ISE.
Absolutely, and I think certainly as well, doing the tour of the show floor is really important because you can walk straight into this conference center. Straight away, you're going to see something amazing. You're going to be there for 10 minutes. Then you'll take another step and see another thing that's amazing. And there's no way you're going to cover it. If you've got someone kind of dragging you along and sort of making sure that, okay, you can come back to that later, but come and move along. That's a really good idea. And obviously all the conferences and all those programs too. So it's so exciting.
Wonderful. Well, thank you both so much for sitting with us and giving us all this good advice and the sessions that we need to check out. So we really, really appreciate it. And we're excited for this wonderful show to start.
Absolutely. Thanks so much.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you.